Hey guys, it's been a while. I've been stationed far away from work, so don't have my usual confines, and been pretty busy. But wanted to get a video out to you guys because the new Between the Buried and Me came out. Everyone's talking about it again. I know that I've said a lot about this band before. Don't need to say a whole lot more. If you know what the band is, you know what to expect. But given that I have been traveling for work, I was able to do a deep dive on a band that just showed up in my YouTube feed, and I think is a great alternative to a band like Between the Buried and Me. But I'll talk about them after I discuss what I've heard from the newer Between the Buried and Me record. This is, again, a band whose entire premise is, wouldn't it be funny if? And that's the kind of shit that works when you're in grade school, you know, putting famous action stars up against whoever, you know, thinking in your mind about what would be an entertaining thing to have in terms of a conflict. And you end up being a spoof band when you go that route. You end up making something like Scary Movie or The Naked Gun. It ends up being confrontational, but not in a way where it's artistic. It's just bombarding the listener with things where it's like, oh my God, I can't believe they did that. And the problem with the band is that if you're like me and you want to get an authentic experience of understanding the artist out of listening to a record, it's about as inauthentic as it comes. And this is going to be hard for a lot of people to pick up on because, I don't know, maybe for a lot of people what you see is what you get. But you can detect when something is authentic in its portrayal. You can pick up on it. And with Between the Buried and Me, it's one of those things where it's not showing you who they are, it's showing you who they want to be portrayed as. It's definitely overwrought music on purpose. It's challenging music, but they approach it in a way where they want to be shocking. They aren't shocking, they want to be shocking. And, you know, if you listen to the record and you just want to have fun and turn your mind off, then it's perfect for the modern ADD-addled generation to consume because it's something different every couple of minutes. And there's some unpalatable genre meshing, which just gives you a perfect 10 out of 10 score with most people. But when they do it, it really comes off as just like, but you didn't think I would do that, and it doesn't like add anything in terms of artistic value or make the song tell a story or make the record tell a story. It really just exists to be playful, and you're not going to be resounding if that's the main task that you have at hand, which is why someone like me is going to write off the record and write off the band. And you realize when you peel back the layers of what they're doing, it's still a metalcore band that just likes to envelop their songwriting kernels with random genre swaps and shock value. And somehow that's been passing as progressive music for their audience for I don't know how many years now. So they're still garbage, not something for me. But the band that I think is a great alternative, if you want to hear something that is silly but still comes off as authentic, is a British band called Cardiacs. And it's the type of thing where when I found it a couple of weeks ago, it was such a strong output that I was like, this has to be a blind spot for me, where like, just I don't know about it, but everybody else has to know about it, right? So I started messaging my prog friends, and the guy that runs Zappa Fest, which is the biggest Frank Zappa festival on Earth, many years running. I figured he would have to know. He's a big prog guy. My girlfriend's dad's a big prog guy, and I went to him, and he had no idea. So far, the friends I have that are into this kind of music are not aware of it, and I'm really surprised because they have a long tenure. They've been around since the 70s, and it just seems like something that people would know about, and maybe I just have a small group of contacts that are also isolated from them But it was shocking because the music does sound, it's very hard to describe it. It sounds kind of like the zanier Zappa stuff mixed with like Danny Elfman and Yes. And the vocals are kind of like a John Lydon type of thing, which altogether is going to sound very unpalatable. And some of it is on purpose. They're known for being a confrontational band, both in music and in live performance, based on what I've read about them in the short amount of time I've been aware of them. But it's very, the music comes across as this is just who they are. They're just weirdos, and that's great. I don't want to hear a band that's trying to pretend to be weirdos. I want to hear the fucking weirdos. And that's the experience you get with Cardiacs. And I think it's super cool. And I haven't even gotten through the whole discography yet. But everything I've listened to has been really engaging. And there's some pitfalls here and there. Some of the songwriting choices I don't understand. But it comes across in a way where, like, I'm not supposed to. And that's okay. Whereas a lot of the stuff I criticize, I feel like I fully understand the mindset of the people that I'm listening to, and they're just vapid people making vapid choices. With this, it's puzzling, and I like that. And it's exciting, and it's it's scratching an itch I've been looking for a while. It's not for everyone. It's gonna turn a lot of people off, but if you like the idea of Between the Buried and Me, but want to hear that idea expressed through actual artists, I think it's a much better choice. They had the main songwriter died a bit ago, and they had some recording sessions that were unfinished. And the brother of the main songwriting guy, who was also the second force of the band as the lineup shifted throughout the decades, he cobbled it together, and they're putting it out at the end of this week. The record's called LSD. And they leaked a couple of singles, and it's fucking cool shit. It's cool. It doesn't sound quite the same. The vocal style's obviously going to be different, but it's great that they're doing it. It's great that they're putting it out, and it's coming out in the same time period as this Between the Buried and Me record, and I think it's a much better choice. So if you're looking to spend money on a genre mashing type of shock rock type of band, I think give Cardiacs a time of day. Don't spend it on the metalcore band. All right, thanks for listening.